Network, Radyo Ronda, DX General Santos, member, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
Mas tulong lakas, Radyo Ronda Nationwide.
Ito na ang programang magiging gabay mo upang ikaw ay matuto. DEP ED 12 Radyo Eskwela. Makinig at matuto. DEP ED 12 Radyo Eskwela. Alternatibong programang handog ng DEP ED Soxergen na kahit saan ka man ay matututo ka. DEP ED 12 Radyo Eskwela.
Naguguluhan, nalilito. Paano ba
Magandang Jensen to our beloved 9th grade students. This is your Science on Air School. I hope you are all safe and healthy. I am happy to be with you in our study on the radio. I am your teacher on air, Teacher Albert Evangelista, with Ma'am May Levante Ana Cinto, our scriptwriter. We are both from Fatima National High School. Hi also to the supportive parents. Thank you for being there for your kids. Hi there. Okay, are you ready? Make sure you have your pen, science notebook, and science self-learning module. Make sure also that you have eaten your meal because you are alert and can understand your lesson well when your stomach is full. Let's have an activity first. Since we are experiencing new normal nowadays due to COVID-19 pandemic, we were asked to stay at home in order to prevent the spread of coronavirus. And we're doing this for almost 6 months. Our activity has something to do with our daily activities. I will mention some routines or activities or practices done at home. All you need to do is to put a check mark if you're doing it, then put an X mark if you are not doing it. Again, check mark if you're doing it, and X if not. Ready? Get your science notebook and pen. Be ready. As you do the challenge, I will play music. Are you ready? Number 1, doing regular exercise. Number 2, fond of eating chips, candies, and French fries. Number 3, fond of spending too many hours playing cell phone. Number 4, sleeps 2 to 3 hours at night. Number 5, loves spending too many hours in watching television every day. Number 6, cigarette smoking. Number 7, burning plastics or rubber materials. Number 8, fond of eating meat instead of vegetables. Number 9, fond of drinking soda such as cola. Number 10, spend too much time in playing ML every day. Okay, stop writing. Let's evaluate your daily routine. When you are able to write 2 check marks, it means that you are practicing healthy lifestyle. Congratulations! When you are able to write more than 3 check marks, it means you are practicing an healthy lifestyle. You have to explore more about the effects of an healthy lifestyle to our body. Anyway, You also did our challenge. At this point, please get your pen, science notebook, and your self-learning module for the lesson on respiratory and circulatory systems working with the other organ systems. Alright, get your self-learning module, for I am about to deliver our lesson. On this module, you are expected to infer how one's lifestyle affects functioning of the respiratory and circulatory systems. Specifically, understands diseases affecting the functioning of circulatory and respiratory systems due to unhealthy lifestyle. Again, get your self-instructional module so you can follow me. Are you ready? If you are ready, everybody, this is our lesson for today.
If you want to explore all about science, come and join. Let us all learn. The science is fun. Science is cool. Watch and learn. The science is fun.
According to Frank Sonnenberg, you cannot live an unhealthy lifestyle and expect a healthy outcome. A very simple code, yet it has a great impact to people. Our health greatly depends on our lifestyle. You will understand this more as you go through the lesson. Lifestyle is a way in which a person lives. People doing daily exercises, eating fruits and vegetables rather than meat, sleeping 6 to 8 hours at night, and avoiding cigarette are people doing healthy lifestyle. On the other hand, people who have vices, love eating foods that taste great but do not offer any nutritional values such as potato chips, candies, and burgers are people who practice an unhealthy lifestyle. Yes, indeed, it is important to know the kind of lifestyle we are practicing. FYI, the leading causes of death around the world are diseases affecting the respiratory and circulatory systems. However, they can be prevented simply by having a lifestyle that promotes wellness. Circulatory and respiratory diseases begin to develop with an unhealthy lifestyle. So, are you ready to explore more about it? As I have mentioned a while ago, several lifestyle choices can affect a person's risk of developing respiratory and circulatory diseases. One of those is emphysema. It is a lung condition that causes shortness of breath. Emphysema and chronic bronchitis are two conditions that make up chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD. Again, COPD stands for chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Cigarette smoking is the leading cause of COPD, as well as marijuana smoke, air pollution, chemical fumes, and dust. A person with emphysema can be treated using prescribed medication and supportive therapy that includes oxygen and smoking cessation therapy. Second is arteriosclerosis and atherosclerosis. Arteriosclerosis occurs when the blood vessels that carry the oxygen and nutrients from the heart to the rest of the body thicken and harden, sometimes restricting blood flow to your organs and tissues. The blood vessels that carry oxygen away from the heart are called arteries. Thus, the disease is called arteriosclerosis. Arteriosclerosis. On the other hand, atherosclerosis is just a specific type of arteriosclerosis. It happens when the plaque collects and causes arteries to narrow and harden due to factors such as smoking, high blood pressure, and cholesterol in the blood. Atherosclerosis refers to the buildup of fats, cholesterol, and other substances that triggers the blood to clot. A person with arteriosclerosis or atherosclerosis is advised to undergo medication and surgical procedure and to change lifestyle. Third is coronary heart disease. Coronary heart disease develops when the major blood vessels that supply our heart with blood, oxygen, and nutrients become damaged. This disease can be caused by high cholesterol foods, diabetes, family history, and smoking. Coronary heart disease is commonly treated with a combination of change in lifestyle, prescribed medication, and in some cases through surgery. Fourth is bronchitis. A bronchitis is an inflammation of the mucous membrane that lines the bronchial tube. The thick mucus builds up, causing coughing, difficulty of breathing, and heavy feeling in the chest. So, what causes bronchitis? Bronchitis may be caused by bacteria, viruses, or irritants in the air. There are no cure for chronic bronchitis, but there are several medications to help relieve symptoms. It is also important to avoid smoking and smoky environments, and to drink lots of water and get plenty of rest. Pneumonia is the fifth disease. Pneumonia is an infection in one or both lungs, which causes inflammation of the air sacs. The infection is caused by bacteria, viruses, and fungi. Treatment for pneumonia involves curing the infection and preventing complications. People who have community-acquired pneumonia usually can be treated at home with medications such as antibiotics and pain reliever recommended by doctor. Again, it should be recommended by doctors. Next is asthma. Asthma is a chronic respiratory disorder caused by inflammation and narrowing of the bronchial tubes. And asthma is triggered by airborne substances, certain foods, common bacteria, and viruses. Inhalers and nebulizers are key components of asthma treatment. Lastly, tuberculosis. Tuberculosis, or TB, is a disease caused by bacteria called Mycobacterium tuberculosis. The bacteria that cause tuberculosis are spread from one person to another through tiny droplets released into the air via coughs and sneezes. With early detection and appropriate antibiotics, TB is treatable. Treatment for TB can vary. It may involve taking an antibiotic once a week for 12 weeks, or every day for 9 months. Those are just some of the diseases that could affect the functioning of circulatory and respiratory systems. Some are hereditary, but mostly are because of unhealthy lifestyle. Question: how can we prevent such diseases? Quit or stop smoking. Eat healthy food. Exercise regularly. Maintain healthy weight. Have enough rest or sleep, and take vitamin C to boost immune system. Those are ways to help prevent diseases related to circulatory and respiratory systems. Great! Now you know that lifestyle can affect the respiratory and circulatory systems. Thus, it is important to know the ways to live a healthy lifestyle so that the rest of the respiratory and circulatory systems could function well. We are done. Earlier, we discussed how lifestyle affects the functioning of respiratory and circulatory systems. Read your notes again and see what we learned. To better understand our lesson, read the reading resources provided in your module. If you have question or clarification, please write them down. Be sure to tune in next week for another episode. Always remember, keep safe always. Stay at home, always wash your hands, and stay healthy. Let's beat COVID-19 together. This is Teacher Albert. Keep focused and study hard. These are your keys to a prosperous tomorrow. Have a nice day and God bless everyone. Bye-bye!
Naguguluhan, nalilito. Paano ba kung matututo?
Ito na ang programang magiging gabay mo upang ikaw ay matuto. DEP ED Radyo Eskwela. Makinig at matuto. DEP ED Radyo Eskwela. Alternatibong programang handog ng DEP ED Gen na kahit saan ka man ay matututo ka. DEP ED Radyo Eskwela.
Naguguluhan, nalilito. Paano ba kung matututo?
Good morning, dear learners of grade 9. Welcome back to our School on the Air for MAPE. This is your teacher on the air, Bernadette Alcano, who will help you gain new learnings today. Once again, make sure that you are comfortable in your chosen study area so you will be able to grasp the lessons that we will have for this session. Is your MAPE modules already with you? If not, please get it now and likewise prepare your ballpens and notebooks. I would like to check first if you could still remember the lessons that we had last time. From whom does Gregorian chant named after? Very good. It was named after Pope Gregory I. How about this next question? What is the theme that is being expressed in the troubadour music? Great. It expresses the theme of chivalry. Take note. Our objectives for this session are: learners will be able to identify composers who contributed music during the medieval, Renaissance, and Baroque periods. And likewise, you will be able to name the musical instruments of each period. The music playing in the background is the sample composition of the composer we will be talking about. Are you ready? This French-born composer, Adam de la Halle, is also known as Adam le Bousseau or Adam the Hunchback. He was a troubadour, poet, and musician whose literary and musical works include chansons and jeopardies, or poetic debates. There are 4 musical instruments during the medieval period. These instruments are the cymbals, a common percussion instrument often used in pairs. Second, frame drum. It is a drum that has a drum head and is the most ancient musical instrument. Third, the lute. It is any plucked string instrument with a neck and a deep, round back enclosing a hollow cavity. The fourth instrument, the bagpipes. A musical instrument with reed pipes that are sounded by the pressure of wind emitted from a bag squeezed by the player's arm. Remember, medieval period is also known as the Middle Ages or Dark Ages. Now let us move to the second period of music, the Renaissance period. The term Renaissance comes from the word renaître. This is a period of looking back to the golden age of Greece and Rome. Music of the Renaissance period has the following characteristics. First characteristic, it is mostly polyphonic. Second characteristic, imitation among the voices is common. Third, there is a use of word painting in text and music. Fourth, melodic lines move in a flowing manner. And the fifth characteristic, melodies are easier to perform because these move along a scale with few large leaps. Renaissance period has 2 types of vocal music. The first type is the Mass. It is a form of sacred musical composition that sets texts of the Eucharistic liturgy into music. The Mass has 5 sections, and these sections are the Kyrie, or Lord have mercy, the Gloria, or glory to God in the highest, the Credo, or I believe in one God, the Sanctus and Benedictus, or holy, holy, and blessed is He, and the Agnus Dei, or Lamb of God. Were you able to take down notes the 5 sections of the Mass? Good. Now let us tackle the second type of vocal music, the Madrigal. It is a secular vocal polyphonic music composition which originated from Italy. It is written and expressed in a poetic text and sung during courtly social gatherings. The madrigal is the most important secular form during the Renaissance period. This time, let us talk about the known composers of the Renaissance period. Giovanni Pierluigi da Palestrina. He was the greatest master of Roman Catholic Church music, where majority of his compositions are sacred music. His first book entitled Masses became popular and was greatly appreciated by Pope Julius III. The next composer, Thomas Merle, who was born in Norwich, East England. He is the most famous composer of secular music in his time. On his early works, he tried to imitate William Byrd's styles, but later he veered towards composing madrigals that shows a variety of color, form, and technique. Renaissance period have its musical instruments. First, violin, sometimes known as a fiddle. It is a wooden string instrument and the smallest and highest pitched instrument. Second is the organ, a keyboard instrument of one or more pipe divisions or other means for producing tones. Third instrument is the lute, and the fourth is the horn, a brass instrument made of tubing wrapped into a coil with a flared bell. And that's all about Renaissance period. Now let us have the third musical period, the Baroque period. The word Baroque is derived from the Portuguese word barroco, which means pearl of irregular shape. Same with medieval and Renaissance music. Music of the Baroque period have its own characteristics as well. First, melodies sound elaborate and ornamental. Second, melodies are not easy to sing or remember. Third, it has primarily contrapuntal textures with some homophony. Fourth, it has a dynamic contrast where there is alternation between loud and soft. Fifth, it has different music genres. Sixth, orchestra consists of strings and continuum. And the seventh characteristic, keyboard instruments like the harpsichord and organ are commonly used. Alright, let us talk about the different music genres of the Baroque period. First genre is the concerto. It is a form of orchestral music that employs a solo instrument accompanied by an orchestra. Next, concerto grosso. It is the form of orchestral music wherein the music is between a small group of solo instruments called concertino and a whole orchestra called tutti. Next genre, the fugue. It is a contrapuntal piece developed mainly by imitative counterpoint. Next genre, the oratorio. A large-scale musical composition for orchestra and voices that incorporates narrative on religious themes, usually performed without the use of costumes, scenery, or action, and it is usually written in the native language of the intended audience. Next genre is the chorale, a musical composition that resembles a harmonized version of hymnal tunes of the Protestant Church during the Baroque era. Can you name composers who became known during the Baroque period? Good. We have Johann Sebastian Bach, a religious man whose deep faith is shown in his sacred music. He was known for his compositions for organ, orchestra, and oratorio. Another composer is Antonio Lucio Vivaldi, an Italian Baroque composer nicknamed as Il Pretroso, or the Red Priest, because of his red hair. He was a Catholic priest and a virtuoso violinist. Next composer is George Friedrich Handel. He has been remembered for his operas and oratorios. And the music that is playing in the background is Handel's composition, said to be the most famous creation and well-known, Hallelujah, the chorus part of his composition, Messiah. The following are the musical instruments used in the Baroque period. First, the cello, a brass instrument of the violin family, held upright on the floor between the legs of the seated player. Second is the horn. Third is the oboe, a type of double reed woodwind instrument. Most common oboe plays the treble or the soprano range. And the fourth is the drum, a percussion instrument. That ends the coverage of our first module. As a closing activity of this topic, I want you to do the activities that can be found on page 16 to 23. And you may request your parents or your elder siblings to check your answers afterwards. They may refer the correct answers from the attached answer keys that can be found in your module. Bear in mind, there may be nobody looking at you while you are doing the activity. But there is somebody from above who have seen all that we do. Therefore, do not cheat. And that ends our session. This is your teacher on the air, Bernadette Alcano, leaving you these reminders. Keep your hands clean, observe physical distancing, and stay safe Goodbye.
Ito na ang programang magiging gabay mo upang ikaw ay matuto. DEP ED 12 Radyo Eskwela. Makinig at matuto. DEP ED 12 Radyo Eskwela. Alternatibong programang handog ng DEP ED Soxargen na kahit saan ka man ay matututo ka. DEP ED 12 Radyo Eskwela.
Naguguluhan, nalilito. Paano ba kung matututo?
Bagong araw na naman, bagong kaalaman, bagong matututunan sa paaralang panghimpapawid. Kaming samahan, sabayan ng mga aralin, mga gawain, siguradong kagigiliwan. Oras na, alisto na, halina't makinig at matuto sa Radyo General.
Good morning, grade 9 learners. This is your school on the air in Mathematics 9. I hope that you are in a very comfortable place right now. If not, look for a place wherein you can relax and enjoy while doing the activities so you can hear your teacher loud and clear. Have you already taken your breakfast? Well, that's great! With that, I am confident that you will understand your lesson. I am glad that you are present today to learn and enjoy your activities on your first radio class this school year 2020-2021. Are you excited? Hold on. Your mathematics teacher is Miss Karen Meiji Krampatanta of Banisil National High School. Please get your module and pencil so you can get along with your teacher. So, buckle up, get ready, and enjoy learning. Good morning, grade 9 learners. It is so great to start with a new learning. Today, you will learn how to characterize the nature of roots of quadratic equations using the discriminant. Yes, discriminant. Have you heard this word? If not, you must listen carefully to your teacher as we go through of these episodes. In your previous module, you've learned how to determine quadratic equations and solving quadratic equations to find the roots using the 4 methods. Am I right? Now, get your module and open it on pages 5 and 6 and answer the pre-assessment in What I Know. Let us find out how much you already know about this lesson by answering the activity. Are you ready? Good. Now, I will give you 3 minutes to answer it. And while answering, you may pause your audio and resume it if you are done. Good job! I am confident that you are done answering that activity. To check your answer, you may refer it at the back of your module. So, let us continue. Are you still excited to learn? Good! I want you to start this lesson by checking your prior knowledge on writing quadratic equation into standard form. This is prerequisite to this lesson. Now, answer activity 1, find my roots in what's in. I will give you 2 minutes to answer. And again, just pause your audio and resume it if you are done. Okay, I assume that you are done answering. Now, are all the equations in standard form? Did you get the roots easily? Very good. What can you say about the roots of each quadratic equation? Now, to understand the nature of the roots of quadratic equations and how to characterize the roots, we need to determine the roots using the quadratic formula x is equal to negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now, you need to answer activity 2, nature of my roots in What's New on page 8. Hurry! I will give you 2 minutes to answer. And again, just pause your audio and resume it if you are done. Now we're back. Okay, are all the equations in standard form? Very good. Is it important to write the quadratic equation in standard form? Yes, it is. What can you say about the roots of each quadratic equation? Now, compare the roots of the quadratic equations. What equations have real, rational, and equal roots? How about equations with real, rational, and not equal roots? What equations have real, irrational, and not equal roots? And what equations have no real roots? To answer these questions, please listen carefully as we continue discussing this lesson. In the last activity, you determined and described the roots of the quadratic equations. Now, open your module on page 9 up to 12 in What Is It? And study how do quadratic equations have roots that are real and equal, rational and not equal, irrational and not equal, or no real roots. Okay, let's take the equation 4x squared plus 4x plus 1 equals 0 and find the roots using the quadratic formula. To find the roots of the equation 4x squared plus 4x plus 1 equals 0, you need to find first the value of a, b, and c. After finding the value of a, b, and c, substitute it in the quadratic formula, which is x is equal to negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Then, simplify the solution as shown in your module. So, the roots are negative 1/2 and negative 1/2. And they are real, rational, and equal. Look at the solution again and notice the circle value. You got it right. It is 0. Now, where did we get the value? Very good! This is the value of b squared minus 4ac, which is inside the radical sign. Did you find it in the quadratic formula? Exactly! What can we say then? You are great! We can say when the value of b squared minus 4ac equals 0, the roots are real, rational, and equal. Next, let's proceed on page 10 and determine the roots of 3x squared minus 8x plus 5 equals 0. To determine the roots, you must find first the value of a, b, and c, and then substitute it in the quadratic formula. After this, simplify. So, the roots of 3x squared minus 8x plus 5 equals 0 are 5/3 and 1. And they are real, rational, and equal. Notice the encircled value 4. Is it positive? Yes! Is it perfect square? Exactly! So, when the value of b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0 and is a perfect square, the roots are real, rational, and not equal. Now, let us determine the roots of 5x squared plus 10x plus 3 equals 0 on page 11. To determine the roots, you need to find first the values of a, b, and c, and then substitute it in the quadratic formula. After substituting, you need to simplify it as shown in your module. So, the roots of 5x squared plus 10x plus 3 equals 0 are negative 10 plus square root of 40 all over 10, and negative 10 minus square root of 40 all over 10. And they are real, irrational, and not equal. Is the encircled value positive? Yes. Is it perfect square? No, it's not. Very good. Now, we can say that the value of b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0 and is not perfect square. Therefore, the roots are real, irrational, and not equal. Moving to the next example, determine the roots of x squared minus x plus 5 equals 0. To find the roots, first you must get the value of a, b, and c, and then substitute it in the quadratic formula and simplify as shown in your module. The roots of the given quadratic equations are not real because there is no real number which can be extracted from square root of negative 19. Is the value positive? No. So, when the value of b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, there are no real roots. The values of the expression b squared minus 4ac is called discriminant. This is used to characterize the nature of the roots of quadratic equation. The equation should be written in standard form. Quantity ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Based on our examples, we can say that when b squared minus 4ac equals 0, the roots are real, rational, and equal. When b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, positive number, and a perfect square, the roots are real, rational, and not equal. When b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, positive number, and not a perfect square, the roots are real, irrational, and not equal. When b squared minus 4ac is less than 0, negative number, the equation has no real roots. Now that you already learned how to characterize the roots of quadratic equations using quadratic formula, let us apply your knowledge by answering the problem. Find the roots of quantity x minus 3 raised to 2 equals 0 using quadratic formula. Here, you are going to identify the value of b squared minus 4ac and the roots of the quadratic equation. After which, characterize the nature of the roots of the quadratic equation. You can solve this equation in a clean sheet of paper. I will give you 3 minutes to answer the given problem, and you may pause your audio while answering and resume it if you are done. Alright, I assume that you are done. Let us check your answer. So, what are the roots of the equation quantity x minus 3 raised to 2 equals 0? Exactly! The roots of the equation quantity x minus 3 raised to 2 equals 0 is 3. And 3 is real, rational, and equal. What about the value of the expression b squared minus 4ac? Very good! The value is 0. So, we can say when the value of b squared minus 4ac equals 0, the roots are real, rational, and equal. So, how did you find the activity? Great! Okay, let's continue. We can characterize the nature of the roots of quadratic equations without determining the roots but using the discriminant. Now, let's have an example. Characterize the nature of roots of quantity x minus 4 raised to 2 equals 0. In solving for discriminant, make sure that the quadratic equations are in standard form. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. This will help you to determine the values of a, b, and c. To transform the equation quantity x minus 4 raised to 2 equals 0 into standard form, you need to expand this and simplify to become x squared minus 8x plus 16 equals 0. Then, get the value of a, b, and c, and substitute to the expression b squared minus 4ac. After substituting, perform the operation as shown in your module. So, the result of our discriminant is 0. Since the discriminant is 0, then the roots are real and equal. Did you follow our discussion? That's great! Now, I want you to answer the quadratic equation 4x squared equals 9. Here, you are going to characterize the nature of the roots of 4x squared equals 9. I will give you 2 minutes to solve this equation. Use a clean sheet of paper in solving the problem. You can pause the audio while answering and resume it if you are done. Alright! Are you done? Very good. So, how did you find the solutions? Terrific! By getting the values of A, B, and C and substituting it in the expression b squared minus 4ac, you can easily get the discriminant. So, what is the value of our discriminant? Exactly! Our discriminant is 144. Since the discriminant is positive and perfect square, then the roots are rational, and not equal. Wow, you are so amazing! Since that you already understand our lesson, it is your turn to answer the given activities. I want you to answer activities 1 and 2 in what's more. I will give you 5 minutes to answer these activities. And again, feel free to pause your audio while answering these activities and resume if you are done. Are you done answering? Great! To check your answer, please refer it on page 20 at the back of your module. You are doing great! You are now knowledgeable on how to characterize the roots of quadratic equations using the discriminant. Alright! Since that you are doing great, what are you waiting for? Grab your pen and let us answer the assessment on pages 17 to 18 on your module to check if you've learned something throughout our discussion. I will give you 10 minutes. Okay, we're done. We did able to characterize the roots of quadratic equation activities in your module. It's nice to have you in my class. So, see you in the next episode. See, you did a lot of work today. That's indeed amazing. Keep it up. This is our radio class and thank you for joining me until this hour. What a very enjoyable learning we have today. Do not forget to read and apply your learning by answering the exercises on your modules. It's good to be smart. Goodbye, students. This is your host, Kumi. and teacher Karen on the air from Banisil National High School. Now, signing off.
Eto na ang programang magiging gabay mo upang ikaw ay matuto. DEP ED 12 Radyo Eskwela. Makinig at matuto. DEP ED 12 Radyo Eskwela. Alternatibong programang handog ng DEP ED Soxargen na kahit saan ka man ay matututo ka. DEP ED 12 Radyo Eskwela.
Naguguluhan, nalilito. Paano ba kung matututo?
Hello there, grade 8 students. Welcome to another radio broadcast in English 8. My heart is filled with so much joy to be with you today. I am Sir Well from Janiang National High School. Before we begin, please be comfortable and focus your attention to our lesson today. I want you to get your Quarter 1, Module 2 in English 8, which talks about bibliography. So, your Module 2 will talk about bibliography. After listening to this lesson, you will be able to A. Identify different sources of information such as book, encyclopedia, magazine article, journal, newspaper, interview, and the World Wide Web. B. Write the correct format of citing various sources using appropriate punctuation marks. C. Make a bibliography using the APA format. And give the importance of citing sources of information. Before we proceed, please see to it that you have with you your module, ballpen, and notebook so that you can write down important details of today's lesson. Am I clear? Good! Since you are now on your module 2, do you still remember your lesson in your module 1? Let us see who can still remember. Great! It's a good thing that you still remember your previous lesson. Before we get on any further, I want you to open your Module 2 on page 2. This is to test your prior knowledge on our topic for today. You have there Test A and Test B. I want you to do the Test A first. Read the directions very carefully before answering. I will give you 3 minutes to do this task. But hey, wait! There are certain things that you need to do when you answer all the activities in your module. First, write all your answers on a separate sheet of paper. I repeat, write your answers on a separate sheet of paper. Second, pause your device as you begin to answer and play it again when you are finished. Do you understand? You can start now. Oops! Time's up! How was that? Was that so easy? I guess so. Now, do the Test B. Again, read the directions carefully before answering. For this task, I will give you another 3 minutes to do this. Go! So, how did you find the activity? Interesting? Okay, let's check your output for test A. Number 1, the answer is book. Number 2, World Wide Web. Number 3, encyclopedia. Number 4, newspaper. And number 5, interview. What about in test B? Did you find and encircle all the words linked to the word bibliography? Did you get the correct answers? Don't worry if not, because in the succeeding parts of our lesson, you will learn more. This time, please turn to page 3 of your module. In the previous lesson, you have developed the skill of looking for the meaning of the words through context clues. The next activity will not be difficult for you because you will learn the meaning of the keywords of our lesson by using context clues. These words will help you gain thorough understanding of the lesson and will enable you to have the insights of its value and importance. At this point, activity 1 is given for you to work on. All you have to do is to identify the meaning of the underlined word used in each sentence. Choose only the letter of the correct answer. You may begin with number 1 after you pause your device. Play it again when you're done to continue our discussion. What a great job you got there! I applaud you for doing your activity. But, we are not done yet. There are still more to learn. Turn to page 4 of your module. I want you to do the activity 2. Do I cite it right? Please read the directions first before answering. So, how was that? Did you enjoy your activity so far? I think I heard you say, no sweat at all. Open your module on page 7. I want you to do the activity 3. Cite louder. Do not forget to read the directions first before answering. Do it in 3 minutes now. want to congratulate you for doing so well. You're incredible. And because you are incredibly good, I would like to ask you this question. Based on all the activities that you just did, what is bibliography? Do you have an idea? Very good. You are absolutely right. Please refer to your module on page 7. Let us read all together what is bibliography. Ready? Here we go. A bibliography is a list of all the different sources that you use for support of your topic. It contains a list of books or articles, or both, relating to a particular subject. In a research paper, a bibliography is an alphabetical list, sometimes grouped into categories, containing the names of all works quoted from or generally used in its preparation. Remember, bibliographical items should be arranged correctly and consistently. There you go! Thank you for reading along with me. Did you get the meaning of bibliography? Excellent! Now the question is, when do we use bibliography? Would you like to give me an idea? Let's see if you got it right. First, bibliography is used in a report with statistics, examples, or case studies to show where you found those facts. What do you mean by statistics? That's right, it concerns the collection, organization, analysis, interpretation, and presentation of data. Second, in a paper, report that uses a main idea from the author. It is when we are going to write an article or essay. Third, in a research paper to show all the different sources required by the teacher. Fourth, in using sources, exact words or direct quotation in an article. Fifth, in sources used in presenting a theory, argument, or point of view in an article. Well, that was quite a lot of information. Don't you think so? Alright, since you already know when to use a bibliography, can you give an example of some sources that you can use? Well, give me one. Yes, textbooks or books is correct. What else? Encyclopedia. Excellent. Another one, please. Magazine article. Yes, that's correct. You are learning, huh? Some more. Yes. Journal. Great job. Newspaper. That's correct. Yes, persons interviewed. What else? No more? Of course, the World Wide Web. How can you forget that? Let's have a round of applause for you are doing a great job. This module is getting more exciting, isn't it? For at this point in time, you will yet learn what does it mean to cite a source. Are you still listening to me? Wonderful! Now, if you borrow ideas from a source, you must acknowledge it or give credit to it. Otherwise, you will commit plagiarism. You cite the source by writing it down in the bibliography, or sometimes referred to as works cited. Again, if you do not acknowledge the source, you'll commit a plagiarism. Do you know what is plagiarism? It is a practice of taking someone else's work or ideas and passing them off as one's own. And we don't want that. Do you understand? Good! In writing bibliography, we also use the APA format. APA style is a writing style and format for academic documents such as scholarly journal articles and books. It is commonly used for citing sources within the field or behavioral and social sciences. Now, there are important points to remember in writing bibliography using the APA format. Kindly refer to page 8 of your module. Please read and understand and familiarize yourself with the important points. First, all names of authors should start with a family name, followed by the first name. The surname is followed with the initials of the first name and middle name. Second, for a source with several authors, the words "it al" is used to mean many or several authors. Third is all titles of books, magazines, encyclopedia, and newspaper articles should be underlined or italicized. Fourth, titles of topics or magazine and newspaper articles as well as materials from encyclopedia must be enclosed in quotation marks. Take note of this. Fifth, correct punctuation marks such as period after the author's name, title of the book, encyclopedia, magazines, and newspapers articles should be observed. Sixth, a comma is placed after the author's family name to separate it from the first name and to separate it from the name of the publisher. 7. For dates of publication, the year, month, day system is used. Lastly, the 8th list should be alphabetized according to authors' surnames. Please take note of all these important points in writing bibliography in APA format. Am I clear? Perfect! Congratulations for learning all the important things to remember in writing a bibliography in APA format. This time, you will learn how to make a bibliography when you cite different sources. There are a lot of things you need to consider, and from this, we can easily identify the source being used by the author if we fully understand the format used. Can you still catch up? Of course, you still can. Please turn to page 9 to 10 of your module. Once again, I want you to read and familiarize yourself with the following entries that use the APA format. Let's begin. Number 1, we have the book. We all know that a book may have one author, two authors, or several authors. For one author, we will start with the author's last name, first initial, publication date, book title, additional information, city of publication, publishing company. Example, Garcia M. 1994. The Mango Tree, Manila, Liwanag. For two authors, we will add the second author after the first author and follow the format. Example, Dorn, L.J. and Sophos, C. 2005. Teaching for Deep Comprehension, Maine, Stenhouse Publishers. And for several authors, we will add it al after the first author, and we don't need to enumerate all the authors. Example, Luenco, A. et al. 1999. English, CV for high school, 3rd edition. Makati, Bookmark Incorporated. Number 2 is the encyclopedia. The structure is first we have the author's name, year published, article title, Name of encyclopedia, volume, pages, city of publication, publishing company, topic title, name of entire encyclopedia, year of publication, volume, pages. Here's an example without author and with author. For without author, we have Helium, 2006. The World Book Encyclopedia, 6,98 to 107. And for with author, here is the sample. Helms, R, 1995. Electric Light, World Book Encyclopedia. For number 3, we have from magazine article. The structure is author's name, year, month published, article title, periodic titles. Author if available, title of article, periodical title, date, volume number, page. For example, Cometa S 2007 January. Studying Chinese Education Weekly 8-12 to 13. Year published. Article title, journal title, volume, issue number, publication date, journal, page numbers. Try to look at the example. Seals Dr. 2009. Habitual Exercise and Vascular Aging. The Journal of Physiology 587 23 5541 5549. Number 5 is a newspaper. This is how it goes. Name of the author, year, month, day published, article title, newspaper title, city, page numbers. Example, Cortez A, 2005, July 7. Dealing with insomnia, Philippine Store, pages A2. Number 6 is from the person interviewed. The format is name of person interviewed, type of interview, date of interview. Example, Soriano A, 2008, April 5, email interview. And the number 7 is from World Wide Web. The structure is authors, title of specific page, title of website publisher, date of publication, URL. Example, Mendeley J. A. 2017, January 16. How and when to reference. Retrieved from https www.howandwhenreference.com. As you can see, that is your guide on how to cite sources using the APA format. Always remember that this day is full of learning, don't you agree? Given all the necessary inputs you needed, I am sure that you already know how to write a bibliography from different sources. Congratulations once again! Bravo! Now, on page 10 of your module, please do the activity 4. Punctuate me. Let us apply what you have learned in our discussion. Read the directions first very carefully, and then start right away. Thank you for doing your activity 5. Now, it is time for you to do activity 6, sightseeing. Just look at the picture and make a conclusion out of it. Are you ready? Go! I can't believe that you're almost done with your module. See, I want you to take a deep breath and praise God that you have gone this far in your module. As for your assessment, turn to page 12. You need to do activity 7. Cite me right. I am pretty sure that you can answer all the questions here. Best of luck. Start now. Oh, how was your assessment? Yes, you did great. Before we say goodbye, I want you to do your additional activity on page 13. Just read the rubrics given for you to know on how you will grade it. Is that clear? All right. Woo! What a session we had today. Did you have fun learning with me? I had fun too. Remember to please stay at home and be safe always. I will see you again next week for our next module in English 8. This is Sir Roel saying bye-bye and may God bless us all.
Bagong araw na naman, bagong kaalaman, bagong matututunan sa paaralang panghimpapawid. Kaming samahan, sabayan mga aralin, mga gawain, siguradong kagigiliwan. Oras na, alisto na, halina't makinig at matuto sa Radyo General.
RPN Radio Philippines Network, Radyo Ronda, DX General Santos, member kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas.
Mas tulong lakas, Radyo Ronda Nationwide.